I'm going with the wide stance today.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm doing the weird cross-leg thing you can only do once you hit 30.
Oh, really?
I'd always hurt my babies when I did it before.
I can't go any further than this. This is the most comfortable I can.
See, I can almost do the talk. It hurts, but I can do the talk show thing.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, it's great.
Call this the Obama sit.
Yeah, like, oh, it's good to be here.
Or Justin Trudeau as well. He also does this.
That's because the man is neutered.
I gotta stop. I gotta stop. Hey, it's Normal World. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for enjoying the show and liking and subscribing and hitting the bell and doing all that stuff.
Ding. I'm Dave Landau.
I'm quarterback Garrett. And hey, Angela's over here. Thank God. Thank you,
Hi.
Angela. You can't ever leave ever again.
Yeah, and Dave, you're going to have to stop smacking me around or I'm going to fall in love with you.
Well, what can I do?
That's what I do.
That's awkward.
You said your favorite movie was What's Love Got to Do with It, and I thought we would reenact it.
I liked it.
I just should have warned you.
Yeah, it's okay. No, when mommy's away, the house falls apart. So.
Yeah,
does.
I
It
dressed
really
as Ike
does.
Turner. We had a fun night.
Produce some good music, though.
And you know what? I love entertainment. And if you want to be entertained, you can see me at the Funny Bone in Des Moines, Iowa this weekend, September 1st and 2nd. Come out, Des Moines. It's Labor Day weekend. So what do you have better to do? Hang out with your family and camp? That sounds awful. Come and see me at the Des Moines Funny Bone.
Way better.
September 1st and 2nd. Because I forgot it was Labor Day. So why didn't you?
Just
We
Come
all
see
did.
me.
I
Yeah.
didn't know it was a holiday.
Yeah, I would have taken a different week. So come out this weekend.
I called it off.
It's such a great club, though. The woman who owns it's a wonderful lady.
Really?
Yeah, they're good people.
It's such a comedy club name.
It is. It's a chain of them. The Funny
Yeah.
Bone.
Yeah.
The Ha Ha Hut or something.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
'Cause
one
when
of
I
those.
want to laugh, I want to think about extreme pain.
It's true. Because that's what we put you in.
It makes the best comedy.
Yeah, it does.
It does. It does. It does.
It does. Hey, former Proud Boys leader. You know about him? Joe Biggs.
Maybe.
He got
in a weird
17
way.
years in federal prison for Jan 6, man.
I'm guessing that he's been in one of my shows, to be honest.
More than likely, yeah.
Probably.
What?
17 years. What did he do
It was
other than just be there?
one of the counts was terrorism because he tore down a fence, I was told by Lily earlier. And
Wow.
it just seems like they're kind of trying to make an example out of him.
Well, like all of them.
Where's
Well,
he
I-
from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it
Probably
say-
Florida.
Well, no,
I'm guessing.
It's odd because if this is the Gavin McGinnis Proud Boys, I
Very same.
probably
I
have
would've
met
said.
him, and that's absurd.
Yeah.
17 years in prison.
That's longer than like rapists.
It's
Like,
longer.
people that abuse children. and
It's
stuff.
actually longer than what Jared from Subway got.
Wow.
I believe he got 14 years, according to the documentary I just watched.
And that's
But-
too old for him.
Yeah, he doesn't care. You got to at least give him 9 or 10 years. And have you watched that documentary?
It's
is
disgusting. I couldn't get through it.
You hate the woman as much as me?
Yeah, she's a creep.
She seems just as bad.
Yeah, and it gets so much worse than you thought it was.
Dude.
Like, I thought it was just the general disgusting pedophilia stuff, but then it goes to another level. There's like a whole system he had, and yeah.
And he's just a guy who was no one liked and was really obese.
Yeah.
And then
the whole country loved him.
And that's the thing too, is that like he had everything in the palm of his hand. Like he literally was famous for being like a Subway spokesperson guy. Like people would kill for that opportunity. All you have to do is don't diddle kids.
That was
That's
the
all you had to
He gave
do.
the opportunity, and he got less time than somebody that went to Jan 6. Ridiculous. We live in a clown world.
do we know if that guy lost weight on a Burger King diet, perhaps? Because, I mean, then maybe he could get less time.
Maybe he could shave some time off.
Well, that's
Have it
because
his
those
way.
Whoppers are small. And they're getting sued too about
Yeah,
that.
they are getting sued about the small Whoppers. Have you seen that?
We didn't put it in the show
didn't
today,
put it in the
but
show the other
we
day.
can talk about it.
Yeah, they're getting sued because people
What
are
are
upset.
Whoppers supposed to be? What's the advertised size? I mean,
Have you
Whopper
seen-
implies that they'd be large, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. There's like the junior Whopper.
It implies they would be whopping.
What does whopping mean, though? Really, when you think about it,
I feel
what a Whopper!
like your hamburger
word?
doesn't look like it does on the poster, and they're like, yeah, it's a fast food restaurant.
Have
Wet
you
ass
ever
patty.
been?
Yes.
That is not what Burger King is. They're very dry. Burger King's dry.
You just get it. You're like, this is a fish fillet.
Morning, ladies. Okay. I'm sorry. Can't be the most disgusting one on the show.
Well, I'm still glad you're here.
I think you are,
I
though.
missed you. Both of y'all.
I know. It was a long night.
It was a long night.
I don't know. This is just, that's sad.
Yeah.
Not the Whopper thing.
No, yeah.
If you're angry
You
about
should be eating less Whopper.
Yeah, you know, if you're part of a class action lawsuit for bigger Whoppers, the amount of money you're getting at the end of that is
See a cardiologist.
Yeah, seriously, it's
I'm
going to
gonna
be
guess
hilarious.
you're a bigger Whopper.
Yeah, give me $9. Actually, you're not going to get that. There's a lawyer that's going to make a bunch of money, and you're going to get a 14 cents.
Yeah. I'm like, here's a coupon.
Like, I'm so bad.
A bigger Whopper?
Whopper isn't bigger.
Give me one Whopper.
The Big Mac, though. Nobody's ever been really disappointed with the Big Mac. Have you?
I haven't had a Big Mac in like a decade.
I can honestly tell you I've never had a Big Mac.
You've never tasted
Never tasted
the special sauce?
There's 3 buns, Angela.
There's an extra bun. It separates the meat for some reason. I don't know what it adds, but
I couldn't tell you.
well, yeah.
It adds an extra layer of bun.
More carbs, yeah.
More carbs, more dryness in the middle, right where you want the meat to be like connecting to each other with some cheese. Put some bread in there.
And then they've put secret sauce in there, which I'm told is Thousand Island.
Wow. A Thousand Island with some ketchup.
No way to prove
That's a
that.
salad dressing.
It really is.
You want that on your burger?
I don't want that.
No.
No, I hated that. Like, I always would get a plain. Especially in high school when you're driving around with your friends high. Or just
It's
driving
a
around with
mess.
your friends. But yeah, but you don't want a mess.
Yeah.
Like, what do I want? Juices slopping all over my car? Just pickles and it's nonsense.
Assorted greens.
Just grease. Just, ugh. Just give me a plain burger. I'd drink.
No cheese?
No, I get cheese.
Okay,
I'm not a
I was-
monster.
Thought you were a psychopath there for a second.
Unless
Anybody that orders just a plain burger, no cheese, you're a problem.
Yeah,
You're
you're
a problem.
Probably you're Jared.
Ew.
Let's move on.
That's a foot.
Yeah, I want to talk about Ted Cruz.
Oh, Ted Cruz.
It's just not. It's awkward.
Dave, did you hear about this? Did you watch this video?
I did not.
Well,
This is
I'm excited.
glorious. Last week, the director of the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism in the U.S. might change its Jeez, this is what happens when I read the prompter. I should stop doing it. I can't read.
You just got to have more
Look,
confidence.
I have no confidence in reading because I can't do it. So Ted Cruz and who was the host of that show? I forget his name.
It was for Newsmax. I just know
It's
that
on
they,
Newsmax. He did an interview on Newsmax
Everyone
talking
forgot his
about
name.
beers, and it was very awkward, much like me reading the prompter. So please play the clip so I can be off camera.
There's an alcohol czar who now says, what do you say, 2 beers per week is the recommended allowance?
Look, Eric,
Tell us about it.
it is nuts. Number one, why the hell does Biden have an alcohol czar? We don't need czars in the United States. But number two, what is it with liberals that want to control every damn aspect of your life? Biden came in, one of the first things they wanted to do was ban gas stoves. New York State has now done that for new construction. They're trying to go after and regulate ceiling fans. I got to tell you, it's hot in Texas. We don't want to get rid of our ceiling fans. And now these idiots have come out and said, drink 2 beers a week. That's their guideline. Well, I got to tell you, if they want us to drink 2 beers a week, frankly, they can kiss my ass.
No, okay. Senator, I brought a beer to drink with you. I'll drink this non-alcoholic beer with you because I'm not allowed to drink on camera, but...
Hello.
It's not really taking a stand now, is it? He had a no duels.
Is that what
Hey,
that
that
was?
was a Shiner Bock, bro.
Oh, was
That's
it
a
a
Texas?
Yeah.
That's a Texas beer.
Did you see all the cowboys behind him that were just glaring into the camera and then they all took a drink when he did?
Yeah.
It was kind of dark in there, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
my favorite part.
Where was he though?
Some bar.
It looked like he was in Mexico.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a bar. It looked like it was outdoors, like outside the wall.
Yeah, I'm in Tijuana right now, about to do some weird shit.
This.
When I get back to Texas,
look.
I'm gonna definitely have 2 beers over there. I'm about to watch a donkey show.
Those are called cervezas.
I'm about to watch a broken girl do stuff to an animal.
And I'm going to be broken inside as well.
They said you should only do that to 2 donkeys a week.
And I say,
Down here in Tijuana.
I say, screw that.
I say 3
Those
donkey
numbers.
shows every week.
I don't know why I've turned into a
why
Kentucky.
are they trying to regulate our donkey shows?
Come on.
More
It's hot
donkey
down
shows.
here. Why? Wait, you think you gotta? I like to get hot. I like even getting hotter. No ceiling fans out here. Why do liberals want to control all donkey shows? They say
Donkey
it's
shows
cruelty
and
to
liberals.
animals. They say only have one. Unless you want to marry it.
No fans.
And they say have as much donkey loving as you want. Marry a
Consensual.
donkey.
Yeah.
Consensual
I
loving.
thought we lived in a free country. What?
That's Mexico.
That's Mexico. Never mind.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to go back. Uh-oh. My friend Chi-Chi's here. It's about to get even weirder.
It reminded me of
Remember Chi-Chi's
Chi-Chi.
restaurant?
Chi-Chi. What?
Ice cream they had. Deep fried. It was like Chili's, but it was called Chi-Chi's. Chili's won.
Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi's.
Was there originally they worked together at the restaurant, and then they had a divorce?
Yeah,
And
Chi-Chi
one
went
started-
elsewhere.
Chi-Chi's over here starting her own thing.
Chi-Chi had drug
Chili's
problems.
over there. Mm-hmm.
Why is there drug czars? You don't need them.
Tale as old as time.
Chi-Chi died. Chili's doing all right. She's at airports. Smaller, but still there.
Much more.
To go.
Chili's Express.
Chi-Chi's Express.
Chili's Express, yeah. Because why would you want to? I hate people who bring food on a plane.
I didn't think you could do that. I just never
hate
did
them.
it. I just expected you couldn't do it.
This guy next to me
It's so weird.
opened up food, and it was two salmon. 2 full salmon.
A fish?
Fillets.
That's the worst smelling food.
Why would you do that to other people around you where you're like, oh, good, I brought my fish. You're not going to mind if I eat fish next to you, stranger. And he's just eating fish. And I'm just looking at him like, why?
Did he pull it out of a Ziploc bag? The only way it could get
was
worse.
in a carton. So it was warm and still smelled. It's like, why don't you just eat it with your feet, you monkey? Like, seriously, like, you have no manners. Like, you have no manners. You don't care about others around you. And you're like, seriously, could
There's
you?
a little bit of that, though, that I respect. I mean, it's just, he's like, I don't care, man. I do what I want to do, and I want to eat fish
Yeah,
in
but
a small contained vessel in the sky.
yeah, it's like, I want everybody to smell my meal.
Yeah. They should be jealous because I got 2 fillets. I could have 1, but I got 2.
Well,
That's
maybe
it.
you could have had
I'm
that
a
other
big man.
fillet if you would have been
Yeah,
a
if you
little
could have played
open-minded
your
about
cards right.
Yeah, that's true. I could have eaten it off that dirty tray.
You could have had
He
fish
just
with a
puts it
friend.
right on there.
And looks
Oh,
right
this
at
is
you while
great.
he's doing it.
I've seen babies changed on these things. Can I eat your salmon off my dirty tray?
I got some tartar sauce right here.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Have you heard
let's dip it.
Whoppers are too small? You look like a cool guy. We should hang out sometime.
Usually,
You go to Tijuana with Ted Cruz?
he gets beers down there.
Yeah. You want to watch me open a non-alcoholic beer with my anus? Sorry, I don't know where I'm going today.
No, that's okay. You just reminded me of this story that I have a nurse friend that works in the ER.
Oh, everybody has a nurse.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
They all
I'm pretty
have
sure we've talked about this
stories.
on there, but if you like put a beer bottle in your butt with the top off,
Oh, your friend's Janet?
it becomes a vacuum.
Oh, yeah.
and
we've
it
don't
sucks
come back
it
out?
in.
Yeah,
It
it
sucks
drinks it in.
Wait, it sucks the bottle in?
the whole bottle in.
The whole
Yeah.
thing.
Because the bottle top is open. If you put it in neck first, it just
I did not learn this in physics class.
No, I learned it from
feel like that
Dylan
would be useful
Mulvaney in her last Bud Light ad.
Also got a award. Did you see that?
Butt Light.
Yeah. That beautiful woman of power got an award.
For what?
I don't know. Probably being a woman or something.
Oh, I did see the award, but I couldn't figure out the ceremony. I
Me
feel like-
neither.
it's for fitting the most beer bottles
Yeah, yeah.
in.
Who can
That's
fit
the Reddit awards.
Who can fit the most beer bottles in their new hole?
Why is this when
I
it's
think it was
just
the
us
streamies. I
three?
think it was
This
the
is
streamies.
this is like all we talk about.
Beer bottles up
Putting
buttholes?
stuff in your butt. Like last time it was pickles in your butt, and it was like
That's true.
I don't know what is happening.
What
I
is
just
it
think
when we
it'd
don't
be
have a
funny,
guest?
though.
We just
Well,
talk about butts?
I'll tell you
the
what.
post-op hole awards.
I had it. What is the
There
statue for that? Do you
she
think?
is. It's just it's a crater.
Just bent over. It's like downward
It's just
facing
the
dog.
wood plank, but there's like a dip in it.
There's a flag sticking out.
It's
Okay.
like it was a statue,
Yeah.
Now it's gone.
because it's in their butt.
It's
currently.
inverted.
Yeah.
You can't, when you set it down, it just like awkwardly tips.
Falls over.
Well, I thought maybe we could like each bring a story today so that we're not just talking about butt chugging.
No, and
whole
As
show.
we do.
I think it's right. I think Americans should stick to 2 beers a week.
Yeah. Just because carb overload's not good. You know?
Yeah.
Don't do whatever you want.
Yeah, I really think that's stupid. I just feel we should
Fill it
comment
in.
on that story. Do you?
You do you.
You want to have 3 beers tonight? Do you?
Yeah.
You want to have 25 beers? Go for a cruise like Ted? What if he got in the car? He just gets so hammered and then drives on accident. Like, I'm going to have beer now and beer now. I'm going to take these guys I just bought to paint my house.
You're in the back. They had beers too.
Painted a highway with immigrants.
Sad.
Anyway, sorry.
Angela.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay. So the stories that we each came up with, I'll
I
kind
100% brought one.
I brought one.
Okay. Then we're all good. I'll start us off because it was my idea, and then we can just kind of do it.
I like that.
Okay.
Was that the sound of a bottle getting sucked in from vacuum?
Yeah. You're familiar. So you guys know those mascots that hang out in like New York City and stuff like that, and they take pictures with tourists, and they're like they're a problem.
Oh, yeah. The deranged
They don't
lunatics
look- yeah.
dressed as cartoon characters?
Yes. They're like Spider-Man or whatever, but they don't look like the real Marvel, like licensable things.
Oh, yeah.
10% off.
I used to live in New York.
So yeah.
Yeah, they would come up to me.
Okay, so there's the one that is a very special Sesame Street character that's been making quite a stir lately. And this might even go into conspiracy territory.
Okay. Ready?
So it's Evil Elmo. Have you guys heard about Evil Elmo?
No.
No.
Okay.
I only know Elmo as being super nice.
Do we have a picture of him? Okay, so this is Evil Elmo. Can we zoom in
Hold
a little
on.
bit?
Yeah, can I see this guy?
I need to zoom in on it. Oh, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
It's Dave.
Yeah. Well, I got my hair cut, though.
Okay, you can
What's
take it
sad
I'm
is
glad you got a haircut.
what's sad is we do have the same body. Me and the guy who plays Evil Elmo are apparently eating the exact same thing.
the big whoppers, the
Yeah,
small whoppers.
Small whoppers. That's
Well,
the problem.
So this whole thing began in New York.
That
So
made
he
me
was doing
sad how
this.
easily that was put on.
No.
My face was perfectly photoshopped.
Didn't even have to blend it.
We had a good
Just one
artist that did it. That did the work on that. So
Who? Anyone?
Okay, so Evil
anyways,
Elmo. What is Evil
okay,
Elmo
so he
doing?
originated in New York, right? And so he would like shout anti-Semitic things at people if they refused to pay him. He told this one lady, "I'm gonna rip your throat out," and like I'm
But
gonna
what
kill
did he
your
do that
family."
was bad?
Well, he actually did an interview talking about some of his previous business pursuits. Can we play that?
Angry Elmo, Evil Elmo, Mad Elmo. Whatever his name is, he believes what's happening to him is all part of a conspiracy.
I've been a victim of a harassment campaign, I believe, by various business interests related to the pharmaceutical industry and Michael Milken, because I've done activist work against them.
I would love to explain who Michael Milken is, but I don't have enough time in this segment, so might I suggest you try to Google him. Anyway, Evil Elmo was also busted for an extortion plot against the Girl Scouts of America.
What? So, yeah. So
An extortion plot.
he tried to extort the Girl Scouts of America for $2 million,
Okay.
which is like
I thought it was like Girl Scouts set up a table and he's like, this is my turf.
No.
And he's trying to extort. He's
No.
talking about the organization.
yes.
Can you imagine that actually working?
Balls
They're
on
like,
this
who do I make this out to? Evil Elmo?
Yes.
I think he tried to like
Mad Elmo works too.
say that like, oh, I'm gonna say that it's like a sex ring with like the Girl Scouts of America is like a sex ring organization or something.
Okay.
He also had a more checkered past than that, and we have a video of that too, and it will surprise you.
Yes, it's Elmo. Our Stanley Roberts tracks down Elmo and has a revealing conversation with a man known as Evil Elmo in this edition of People Behaving Badly.
Tell me about Camp Rape.
Rape camp.
Okay, tell me about Rape Camp.
In 1999, I did an adult entertainment site in Cambodia. I wanted to start an outsourcing company that would develop educational media content, and I needed a cash flow. And I thought I was giving opportunities to women who found no other way to make a living but being prostitutes.
You're listening to Evil Elmo, but his real name is, get this, Adam Sandler. I'm not making this up.
So,
I think he's making this up.
you notice how they like cut him off when he started talking about rape camp or whatever his business venture was. But yeah, his name is Adam Sandler.
I needed to start a rape camp. Doobly doo. Doobly shibbly leebly. Shibbly doo. Come. Trafficking some whores.
It's like a Elmo Adam Sandler.
So the stick is that he's evil.
What?
It's not a bit though. This guy seems like he's
a transient human. That's well, he claims that he's not
is that
on
what
any.
They're calling it now? Transient humans.
Whatever.
It's called bum.
Yeah.
He moves around from city to city doing Elmo, and then until he's kicked out because of the police of what he's doing, he's harassing people and stuff like that. But now he showed up in Santa Cruz, and he has changed his outfit to Cookie Monster. As you can see, I think he
shady.
just
Shady, man.
So now he's like evading the law. So look out for Cookie Monster.
He still has the bag around his neck.
I really think after the whole Girl Scouts thing, he shouldn't be anywhere near cookie-themed costumes.
Or children, and these are people are like posing with him. And the police there say that they can't do anything like because he's not breaking the law on their turf. He's just like doing his First Amendment rights. He's got the rights
rule
to do
against
that.
it, I guess.
So like until he breaks the law, we can't do anything about it. So that's
nice. Sir, he's looting a Walgreens. They're like we said, he's not doing anything wrong. It's California.
Yeah.
How much is he stealing? Less than $900?
Sorry.
He's good.
We don't mind. He just used a homophobic slur. All right, we're gonna shoot him.
Get the guns out.
Yeah.
What a well, these
far off of the original Elmo, though.
I would
a little bit.
Don't tickle at this, Elmo.
No. Well, when you tickle him, he just says anti-Semitic rhetoric. It was more like 6,000. Yeah.
So anyway, that caught my attention this week, so I just wanted to share that.
They have big noses.
They're trying to take my money.
They run the media. Says like Mel Gibson quotes. Of course they run it. Sugar tits.
Get in the hot tub. Yeah.
Because I deserve it.
In that order.
Get in the jacuzzi. You promised.
And if you get raped by a pack of... It'll be your fault.
You're going to get raped by a pack of snuffleupaguses dressed like that.
Okay, I did bring one too. I wanted to tell you about
what's yours?
I saw this on Twitter today from Charlie Intel, and he posted from Activision. It's a gamer story.
Okay.
I don't play Call of Duty because it sucks, but I have in the past, and I don't know if you guys played it. But
my
you ever played online?
My uncle invented it.
What?
Yeah.
You just making that shit up right now?
Yeah.
In front of me? Okay. That's really cool, though.
No, he didn't.
Oh, dang it.
No.
I wanted to believe.
I'm going to be honest. I've never played any video game online that wasn't Mario Kart.
Well, it's one of the best ones.
I'm not.
I play with the kids on Mario Kart.
I'm not an online gamer.
Honestly, me neither. I don't really like to play online too much. Like, one, because I suck at it.
Mm-hmm.
And two, most of the time, it's just annoying people trying to mess your game up.
Don't you have a show where you play games online?
Yeah, and I suck at it.
Yeah,
I never said I was good.
But you were just saying I don't really play that much either.
No, I don't play Call of Duty.
Oh,
I don't play Call of Duty. But back in the day, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, they used to get really spicy. A lot of gamer words. That's where that term came from, was specifically Call of Duty. Well, Activision now is implementing. You're laughing at it too. Call of Duty is implementing an AI system to actively monitor the chat while you're playing the game, and they can flag you for it. Specifically hate speech, so I got it written out here. Call of Duty's new voice chat moderation system utilizes ToxMod.
What?
What's that?
Toxic
module.
Toxic mod. The AI-powered voice chat moderation technology is from Module to identify real-time and enforce against toxic speech, including hate speech, discriminatory language, and harassment. And then it adds, and more. So that's even where, and more.
Because it could be anything. It's very vague.
Well, hate speech is already very vague,
That's
extremely vague. And then, and more at the end, I don't think you needed that. The problem is, for me, is like, even if you're not a gamer and you don't play online, you're not in a chat, this is like technology that they could move outside of that space. It's like Demolition Man.
Right.
It's just like, you've been fined 10 credits. That's the start of that.
So it takes actual money that you've bought, right? Because are the credits you buy?
No, it's chat. So you're in the game, you're playing, you're trash talking. You're going, oh, you suck my dick, worse and worse, right? Which that's part of the game. It's part of the game is to
you're
just
yelling at a child who's playing this.
Well, now it's like even worse. Like the chat is like so annoying.
I've heard it's ruthless.
Yeah, it's very bad. But back in the day, it was mostly just trash talk. But this is going to be used to actively listen to you and record your chat so it can hear you speak, and then it determines which words are hate speech, pulls it out, and then reports you to a moderator.
What happens when it reports you?
Well, you can get banned. It said actually that it is 1 million different accounts. Call of Duty's existing anti-toxic moderation has extracted voice and or text chat from over 1 million accounts. So it's deactivated 1 million accounts, given them strikes, all this stuff. That's beside the point. The point is that technology is kind of scary.
Yeah, it's like a 1984 sort of.
Because like imagine they apply that to this, which they're already doing on YouTube, right? They're applying it to this. They're applying it in public. They're applying it on the phone. And it's just a bot that pulls out hate speech and more, and it can be applied everywhere else.
Depending on what it finds offensive. How long has it been going on?
Today.
Oh, so it just dropped now?
It just dropped right today, yeah. They talked about it in previous versions, but they never got around to actually making it. But it released today.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's interesting that the new uses the AI has. Like AI is such a new thing, and it's already really scary.
It's pretty controversial because in the art world, some people believe that it's not stealing. Some people believe it is stealing. But that's a different issue altogether. I think the thought crime and the speech policing is a worse way to use AI.
I think it's stealing.
The art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I do.
Yeah, because I don't know if it steals.
But you're taking stuff that's been created over time by human beings, put into a system that's now emulating it.
It's like interpreting it and then moving the pixels around and then making its own thing. I think there's an argument to be made that it is stealing, but there's also an argument to be made that it could be utilized. It's a tool that is used. Right? I mean, every artist, when they're referencing other people, they steal their style. You redraw something. This is on a much larger level with a much higher amount of referencing other people's works. I saw a video where they used AI to make animation, and they hired an animator to model all of the animation off of. So they're not stealing from anybody. So I like the way they use it that way. I guess I do see that it could be stealing, but it is it is a reference point.
I get that. Like, well, let's say you want to be a horror author.
Yeah.
And you look at, like, I don't know, a Dean Koontz, and or you look up to, like, Stephen King or Edgar Allan Poe. You have these influences, sure.
Yeah.
That you might emulate in the sense of a style or in the sense of somebody you looked up to. But you don't actually take their words out and, like, mix it up or find a chapter or use it here and there.
Yeah.
Like, that to me is stealing because you're taking something and you're not being creative with it. So, like, being influenced and actually physically using something, I don't know. I think that seems different. There's not a soul to it. So
that's the problem, stealing. Is that there is never a soul to any of the AI art that comes out. It ends up looking otherworldly. Like there's something missing because there's not that human touch. I just don't think it's stealing because it's taking all of these thousands and millions of pieces of art and then using that as a reference point of how does something look in art if you type in I'd like a landscape. And then it looks at a million different pictures of landscapes and it goes, I think this is what it is. Does it look like this? Does it look like that? And then also on top of that, once you get that piece of art out, it never looks that great. You always have to, I feel like if you want to get something that could be considered a production art piece that you're trying to sell or you're using for concept art, you have to kind of tweak it.
See,
you have to add to it.
I have a friend who uses Midjourney, and she makes amazing
Midjourney's
photos
awesome
on there. Like, yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and a lot of artists are using it to their benefit, and I still think that I see what you mean about it not having a soul. You know what I mean? Like art is made to like inspire other humans, and it's like,
right,
if we don't have that,
yeah,
what does the future look like for like art and for entertainment and, you know, things like that, where it's like, you know, even with the strike stuff going on and they're like considering using AI to like replace people's jobs, like what does that mean? What does that mean for like the future of artists and future of creators?
For me, I think it could go two different ways. It could be utilized by artists to not enhance, but take the like monotonous aspects of art out as a medium, as a tool, as a way to make your art better. You can use it to just kind of like shoot out a bunch of stuff. Mike was talking about it yesterday. You could like have it shoot out a bunch of basic stuff and then use that as reference. I don't think that you should be able to, like, some video game companies use AI art to promote their video game. And I think that is a level of weird that I think they should be, like, if you're a company and you're trying to sell something, you should hire an actual artist to make a product, to make a piece of promo, not use AI.
Yeah, but why would you if you could just pay or not pay AI?
AI looks weird.
That's what lies in the problem of all of it, of man now, though, because when you look at something like what the strike is, when you break down, like, let's look at late night, for example, you are paying somebody who was writing something that is soulless. I mean, that's the reality. You decided to look, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about this, we're going to be sponsored by Pfizer, we're going to have other, we can't push these buttons or these buttons. So you're now taking it so somebody can't be true to themselves or have true comedy or be honest with who they are. So you've now taken that out of it, which means that's a money involvement right there. So there's no soul to it. So in that case, you might as well replace it with AI because you're already giving it parameters because there's no soul to what you were doing anyway. Right. And I think that sucks, but it's like you put yourselves in that position because the almighty dollar came way before the art. In reality, where something should come, whether you like it or not, especially with video games or anything, like, the money came after the product with great games, with great movies, with great shows, with like, it's things that are really enjoyable should create that revenue stream because that's what they are and they've earned it. Yep. And the problem is everybody wants to be able to make sure, like, well, we have to create the revenue stream by playing under all these guidelines. And that's why AI has become so popular so quick, because it does create and play within those guidelines because we ourselves have become soulless.
Yeah. I think there's a feedback loop as well. Like, so we're feeding in art, all of the art that we've created so far, and then the art only references that. And then at some point, majority of the art on the internet will be AI art. And then it's pulling from AI art, and then it's doing this weird feedback loop of AI.
Well, and it's also like we're teaching it about us as human beings, and like,
yeah, what's the end game of that?
Yeah, well, and even if it may not start as that, even like it's got to start somewhere, and it has the ability to like learn just based on patterns and repetition and things like that, which we as human beings, like, look at history, look at, like, we have the same problems over and over again. Yeah. We're very, like, you know, what's the right word? You know, predictable.
Yeah,
I would say.
I looked into how ChatGPT works, and it seems very scary from the outside, but once it's broken down, ChatGPT is stupid. It's not thinking.
Well,
in the sense of when you ask it, hey, can you give me the top 10 movies of all time? It's not going, what is my favorite movies? What's the analytics? It's not even thinking in terms of data. It's not going, I'm going to search and then find the top 10 list and then extrapolate that. It just feeds back out the next letter it thinks should be there. Literally by letter. It's going, A, what's the, out of all of the data that I've been fed and I've had the models give me, what's the most likely letter to go after that? And then it does that for all the words, and then it puts it all out. And it comes out in a way that feels natural because they've programmed that into the,
right.
the
I mean,
data.
it's got to start somewhere, you know?
It's super weird, but it's not thinking.
No, not yet.
I think a lot of people think it's like, oh man, this AI, because artificial intelligence isn't really what it is. It's more of like a learning. It's not even our learning. It's like
well, it is in fact that it's artificial intelligence.
I mean, yeah, it's not even
it's
intelligence.
not real. Yeah,
it's not real. It's
Well,
like
what is
almost,
intelligence?
yeah. I mean,
not this.
Dave, what's your story?
oh, well, on Bill Maher's Club Random podcast, John Mellencamp, he dropped the cougar.
Oh, why?
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
I thought you were talking about a different guy when I heard that the first time.
You're like, what happened
Wait,
to
who is
cougar? I guess since older women started calling themselves that, and they're also his fans.
He kind of looks like a cougar.
Yeah, he just decided to be like, hey guys, it's just Mellencamp.
Well, or it's formerly known as.
It says Mellencamp's Mellencamp. Learn how to carve them. All right. Claimed that only 1 or 2% of blacks have it better than slaves 200 years ago. Let's watch the clip.
Us white people love to have black people entertain us.
I would say that the playing fields are a lot better than the cotton fields. That's what I would say about that. Maybe I'm crazy, John, but it seems like making no money as a slave picking cotton was not as good as playing left field for the Yankees. I mean, I'm sure there were reasons why. Dave Winfield has some beefs against Steinbrenner. I'm sure.
No doubt, there is 1 or 2% of black people in America who have a better life.
Oh, stop. That's what you think? 1 or 2%?
Okay, let's say 10%. I'm just pulling a number out of my ass.
It is. That's where it belongs.
Hey, I just pulled a number out of my ass.
I know, but I'm telling you, that's just not true.
That's where it belongs.
That's why no matter what people say, I like Bill Maher.
Yeah, he's funny.
Mellencamp, also part of that, why he was saying that was he claimed that he wrote and produced a song called From the Cotton Field to the Sports Field, which is why he was discussing that, which I love the fact that it's like, well, I never produced it, but I wrote this one song, and it's like, that's convenient. Because who knows black people better than John Mellencamp?
And the cougar.
Immediately when I saw that, all I thought was the Chris Rock bit where he's like, and some white people are, effing their sisters, listen to John Cougar Mellencamp's albums. I hate how... And you're obviously actually black, but it's like
somewhat,
you've got to hate though. But how annoying is it to listen to somebody who claims to be this liberal?
Yeah,
why speak on it like you know anything? And why actually? I'm sure there are people out there who are actual slaves and do have to deal with that, and they have a terrible life.
Yeah.
But to sit there and speak for all black people like you have any idea what it's like to be one or live in their skin, and try to argue with someone who's just using logic. That's all Bill Maher's using.
Yeah.
Is to go, hey, I don't think that it's as bad now as 200 years ago as slavery.
Objectively, it's better.
Well, and
you,
the fact
you can't possibly think that 2%, I know he's pulling it out of his ass, but still, 2% of the population in America are living better. That means 98% of black people are living at the same par or worse than slavery? That is a wild thing to think.
Yeah, I don't understand the cognitive dissonance that would create that.
And it's like, what are you going to sell a ticket to anyone?
Well, it's insulting.
You're still John Cougar Mellencamp. Like, I was born in a small town. Suck it down, chili dogs.
It's insulting, man.
No, of course. That's
sure, yeah, people still have a lot of problems these days, and yeah, but life sucks. It's not slavery.
No, and that's why I like that Bill Maher said the exact words that I was thinking was, well, they belong in your ass.
Yeah.
Because that's where
his reaction was amazing.
Yeah, it's absurd to call that out.
Absurd.
And I think it's degrading to anybody, because anybody who's working hard is very successful. You look at the number of people that are black and successful. And I hate even having to throw the word black in front of it, because it's just degrading anyway. But it's like to say 10% of black people have it better off than slaves. It's like, So you're saying that no one's been able to make it past
Insane.
Literally nothing.
Insane.
And you think by saying that you're somehow doing a service and standing up for somebody. It's like you're degrading an entire race of people.
It's the white knight thing. I'm going to come in. I'm John Mellencamp, and I know the black struggle. Like, I think just by the merit of Black Americans being free and being able to better their lives is far better than slavery.
I think it's fair to say.
I think it's fair to say. I think to insult all of the Black Americans that became CEOs, that built businesses, that own their own small businesses, that entertainers and athletes and musicians and artists and all of that. And it's so insulting to the people that actually went through slavery to imply that today is the same.
And in another part of the podcast, he talks about, well, white people like to be entertained by black people.
Because black people are...
Because they're very talented.
They're talented.
I hate
they're
how
really good entertainers. Not all of them, but a good portion of them. Like, they're also people. They're fucking humans. Like,
I detest how that's used as something that is wrong.
Yeah, how is that negative?
Where if it's like, yeah, I grew up on Motown and like Eddie Murphy, but I also liked Walter Matthau.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't about a race thing. It's just you like who you like. It's like, also, you're John Cougar Mellencamp. People like you, you're white.
He feels bad about that, right? I would assume.
I guess. I mean, but the part that to just say, like, well, they love to be entertained by black people. Sure. There's a lot of very entertaining black musicians, like comedians, actors, actresses. Why? What is the...
No, you should be like this when Chris Rock is on stage and he's telling that joke, just...
Yeah, stone... And that's... you hear that so
Not
often.
racist.
Like, oh, and somehow you're supposed to feel some level of guilt about that. And I'm like, I don't. I will never feel guilty about being entertained by somebody
who's
who
entertaining.
Chosen to be, an entertainer.
Ridiculousness.
Yeah, I think people need to drop the guilt shit. And, you
end up making up your own guilt. Like, he just made that up. Like, you should feel bad that you're being entertained because you're white and they're black.
Well, you're
just trying to separate people.
You end up becoming, like, through the process of trying so hard not to be racist, you end up becoming racist by accident. You end up going all the way back around.
They were racist the whole time.
Well, and you have, Mike was talking to me about this last night. Like, you have this point where, after 9/11, he had to deal with what he did as being an Arab, and blacks had to deal with that in the 80s with what they had to deal with, and you've had to deal with, the news and the media going after certain people. And this is kind of one of the first times you've seen the news and the media go after whites for being racist and that sort of thing. So
you made a great point.
Yeah. So now it's like you're feeling that for the first time, like the media attacking you. Yeah. So you're kind of going, oh, well, what did I do? And it's like, so now you're you're feeling a defensiveness that other people have felt like their whole life. So, and I know a lot of people might get pissed that I'm even saying that, and I don't care, because I think it's a good point.
I think it's reality.
Because you see these reactions by people like John Cougar Mellencamp, and it's like, dude, if you're innocent of it, and just live with it, deal with it.
Yeah.
Let the media say whatever the hell they want about you. I don't care. That's why...
The fact that you're thinking of race when you're just enjoying somebody's entertainment... It makes you racist. Like, I never watched Eddie Murphy in any movie or stand-up he ever did and thought, that's a black man entertaining me.
It was Eddie Murphy.
It was Eddie Murphy. That had nothing to do with it. Even though he's doing jokes, based around race or, his life about that never made me think, okay, I need to make sure that I'm not being entertained by this.
You know what's kind of ironic? That he's so worried about, like, black people entertaining him.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you that he has, like, 0 black fans.
John, that's what I mean. Like,
there's some out there.
Well, you're not entertaining them either, buddy.
No black person is watching that being like, I better go check out his concert. And then when they get there and he's like, pink houses are you and me. And they're like, we have to leave.
And that isn't my people. I don't know.
Like, where's Lenny? And they're like, I don't know, a couple of rednecks just beat him up in the parking lot. Sorry, white trash.
Yes,
not rednecks. Rednecks are hardworking people. I didn't mean to use that term.
Yeah.
Why are they called rednecks?
Working hard outside.
Yeah, you get burned on your neck from the sun.
Oh, okay. Why is that derogatory?
It's not. It shouldn't be, and that's why I meant to go with white trash. Because redneck really is a term that I don't think should be used to describe like the
white trash.
To white trash,
Yeah.
And I sometimes I use it wrong because redneck isn't anything that I think is a bad thing. I think it just simply means a blue collar white guy.
Yeah.
There's not a damn thing wrong with that.
Nothing at all,
in my opinion.
Except the whiteness.
Well, yeah, you should hate yourself for that. I mean,
correct. Yeah.
Obviously, God made you wrong.
Yeah. Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Where can the people see you on the weekends?
Oh, this weekend I'll be at the Funny Bone in Des Moines, Iowa. There's lots and lots of rednecks. And then I will be in Port Charlotte, Florida, which I think those dates aren't right that I'm looking at on the screen. So you can check my website, davelandau.com. And then September 22 and 23, I'll be at the Wonders Theater in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And then September 27th, right here.
Yeah.
In Dallas at Hyenas. I don't know what noise a hyena makes. There it is. Oh, boy.
Oh, there's one in the room. I'm going to call out Dan in the Dirt. My dude, Dan in the Dirt.
Dan in the Dirt.
Speaking of rednecks, we're going to see you there, dude. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
We got a lot of really great fans that are always sending us tweets and messages, and I really appreciate that, guys. Awesome.
We really do.
Some stuff. Friday Night Tights, I'm going to be on it tomorrow on Nerdrotic. Then Sunday, I don't think we're going to do a show on Sunday for Forbidden Frontier because we're going to be traveling to the UK, going to the old foggy London town.
Yeah, it's Garrett's last show with us for a little bit.
A lot of people excited about it. It's going to be fun. I'm going to go eat some crumpets and drink their tea or whatever it is. I don't know. May just throw the tea at them. That could be fun.
Teabag them.